Bell rolls is the reporter thrown into the secretive world of the Forex Super Model, where nothing is as it seems. Beware the techno monk, and steer clear of Professor Code and his two assistants. Give the senior trader a wide berth, and don't expect any sense from the risk manager.
Good morning, I'm Professor Code and this is the Forex Super Model Daily Briefing for Thursday the 3rd of the 6th, 2021. Time is 0500 GMT, Asian session coming to a close, European session firing up, our lunchtime North American session. Right, yesterday, Wednesday the 2nd, we had a positive unopposed driver in the pound at plus 65, no backdoor flows, the opposing negative flows mainly coming out the yen at minus 49, out the dollar at minus 11, and the euro was the negative rock at minus 5, activity plus or minus 65. Intra-week then becoming more relevant, this is from Monday the 31st of the 5th to about 15 minutes ago. We had a positive opposed driver in the yen at plus 73, front and back door flows mainly coming out of the pound at minus 70, out of the euro at minus 5, and the dollar is the positive rock at plus 2, activity plus or minus 75. Intra-week then, this is the Asian session to about 15 minutes ago. We've got a negative opposed driver in the yen at minus 34, front and back door flows mainly going into the dollar at plus 28, into the pound at plus 10, and the euro is the negative rock at minus 4, activity plus or minus 38. Right, what's been knocking it about? Well, we've had AUD trade balance, which has been neutral to slightly positive. Today we've got ADP employment change, US service PMI, and we've got Bank of England policy, monetary policy report, and speech by the Governor of the Bank of England, the old Bailey, Mr. Bailey. Right, so let's have a look at the flows and the asset classes. Our trades have improved again. We're back up to about 3,600 points profit from a peak of 6,500, so we're about halfway now, having gone pretty much back to break even at one point. So it's grinding back up there. Right, so what have we got? Euro is strong, except against the dollar, the pound, and the Swiss. The yen is weak, except against the AUD and the NZD. The pound is strong, except against the dollar. The Swiss is strong, except against the dollar and the pound. The CAD is weak, except against the yen, the AUD, and the NZD. The AUD is weak, except against the NZD. The NZD is weak across the board, and the dollar is strong across the board. So what have we got? We've got dollar strength, New Zealand weakness, and take your pick in the middle. Right, so let's have a look at the asset classes. So we'll start with the dollar index. Just get rid of that. Right, dollar index. So US dollar index. Basically, it's sort of, it looks like that. Still bouncing along the double bottom, really. 89.95 roughly. Gold should like that, and is 0.18 from the high. Still grinding its way up. Oil has basically broken and is now at 0.15 above the high, the recent high. So that's strong for oil. Wall Street broken, and it's now it broke and it's 0.1 from the high. S&P double top broke, it's now 0.1 from the high, and tech the tech broke and it's now 0.22 from the high. So similar situation there. US 10-year on the bond and the bund. Right, the US 10-year has been looking sort of pretty wild, and it's about there. Where are we? Here. It's 0.3 from the high. Bear in mind this is the price, and the bund is 0.4 from the floor. Right, so the bund, the prices have bounced, so yields have come off. The dollar, you've had this last Friday. You had this whipsaw, quite increased volatility in the 10-year, and it's settling at a higher price, relatively lower yields, even though they've come off slightly yesterday. Right, so copper is basically 0.33 from the high, and US steel is what is it? It's 0.29 from the floor. So still soft. Copper and US steel ultimately still a little bit soft. Right, so the key takeaways of these markets at the moment are: you've got rising oil, oil's broken out, commodity prices are lagging a little bit, the dollar is, let's say, we're short USD dollar against the euro, pound and the AUD, and we're short NZD, euro, pound, CAD, AUD. Right, so we've had this lot of data from the AUD. We've had the rates decision, the GDP and the trade balance. All have been positive, and you're starting to see this rotation out of the New Zealand dollar being the go-to risk on, risk off currency. It's a very slow process, but ultimately the AUD New Zealand is going to have an upward trajectory due to this rotation and positioning. So that's what we think. We're sticking with our positions. We're approximately plus 3,400 points profit. So hanging in there. It's not good enough for us, but it's getting there. And we had to retrace on this AUD NZD. So our positions on there are slightly smaller, well, significantly smaller. Right, so there you go. Hope that was useful. See you tomorrow for the daily briefing. Thank you.